In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best defensive badges for lockdowns in NBA 2K23. If you're new to the channel, my name is Lance, and I'm the head coach for Bucks Gaming. So how it's going to work, we have three categories: best, secondary, and worst. All the badges in the corner, I'm going to put them where I think they need to be. And if you agree or disagree with where they're at and my explanation, I'd like to know in the comments below so I can get better at kind of what you guys think or what the badges are. So we'll get this started. So first badge is post-lockdown. It's not needed for lockdowns. So post-lockdown, of course, you're defending post-up players, centers, post-scores, those types of things. Most of the time, you're just too small, in my opinion, as a lock. You can be like 6'7", 6'8". Now, sometimes you can, absolutely, with a 6'9" center or 6'9" guards and park, all that type of stuff. But when you're playing against actual centers, you're not really going to be able to do much. I'd rely on other badges that we'll talk about here in a little bit to get stops. So post-lockdowns, not needed. Next badge, brick wall. Going also in the worst, do not equip brick wall. You're not setting screens. In the past, I think there was something where brick wall would, if you had it on your player and it would activate, it would drain the stamina just from being bumped. And like back then, that was a great badge to have for locks because it would drain like the point guards, even though it would make contact with you. But it's just not needed for this game. You're not setting screens, no use. Next badge is Rebound Chaser. We're also going to be put on worst / you could do it in secondary. So for a park lock, I would suggest probably running rebound as like a secondary, maybe at least on bronze. You're going against the 6'9", you finally get a stop. Here comes the rebound, that type of thing, and it could just help you gain a few more possessions. But for me here, I'm going to put on worst. I would just say I'm really building this. Not necessary for Pro-Am and Rec, but that's kind of where I lean towards. So, but again, if you're a park player, I think Rebound Chaser definitely has instance. And even in Pro-Am, there's a chance where you're down there by yourself with a point guard. If they're 5-outing you and you're just not getting any rebounds or your bigs aren't getting down there, it could help here and there. But in general, with the badges that you need to get, I'm going to put Rebound Chaser as a worst / do not use badge. Next badge is Pogo Stick. Also going to be a do not use worst badge. You really don't get too many jumps in this game. A lot of the animations kind of just throw you out of the way. And so if you are jumping, trying to get a chase down or whatever it is on a big, you're not really going to be put in a situation where you're going to be using pogo. And as a lockdown, you with point guards, you get one jump, and if they don't shoot it and you jumped, and they're probably going to score. And so just got to be smart with your jump. So I just feel like in this type of a game, pogo might be more for like a big if you were to run it and not really for a lockdown. Next badge is going to be Anchor. Anchor I'm actually going to put as a secondary badge, mainly because in this game right now, a lot of 6'9" guards, 6'8" guards. And so you're kind of down there by yourself as a lock with some of these bigger defenders or offensive players. And so Anchor might kick in if a guard takes you to the rim and you're kind of one-on-one with them. Maybe a guard's trying to post you up, because most of your locks are actually like 6'7", 6'8", so they're actually smaller than a lot of the guards. And also Anchor can kick in. Rec and Pro-Am, if you got to get down on a power forward or a center and go down into the paint with those, Anchor can help you get a stop. Most of your locks are going to have upwards of 80, 90 plus block, and so you have enough of tendencies in order for those to work out. Maybe you have good interior defense as well, of course, trying to get as many badges as you can. So although you're a smaller defender, Anchor can kick in, help you get stops, especially in park. I would absolutely run this if you're a park lock. Again, a lot of your guards are going to take you to the rim. If you get, you might be able to push triangle or Y or whatever it is, or they're just trying to mash you in the paint, Anchor can kick in, help you get a few more stops. Next badge is going to be Chase Down Artist, which I'm also going to add as a secondary. I do really like Chase Down Artists for pretty much all of them, especially with a driving type of game. And Chase Down Artists for Rec and Pro-Am, especially for locks, because if a center's down there, and let's say you just leave, because there's some locks that have a super aggressive play style, they kind of just drop from the hash. They can go get crazy block animations with this. And then Chase Down Artists, especially for park, point guard gets past you, maybe your corner can't help, you're in transition, all those types of things, Chase Down Artists can kick in. And again, it's just all about those situations. How many more stops can I get for my team? So that's where these secondary badges come in. There's going to be quite a bit of them, so it's more like to your play style and how many you get. I'm going to try to rank them in order of what I think is most important to least important. And so with the best and secondary, that's what we'll do. Next badge is Challenger. I'm putting Challenger as best. I think Challenger is absolutely needed for pretty much everyone. Now, point guards really can't score a ton right now, but as a lock, you always want to have the ability to have the most contest you can, no matter where you're at. So if Challenger's giving you really good ghost contests on point guards, shooting guards, all that, you want that. And then the biggest thing, like for park locks, It's just you're getting ISO'd every single play. You just need contests on every type of perimeter. So Challenger is just absolutely a must-have for any lock, in my opinion. I think that you're doing yourself a disservice by not running this type of a badge, especially right now with the way that point guards are moving. You should be able to get a ton of contests, ghost contests, all that type of stuff. Next badge is Off-Ball Pest. I'm going to put Off-Ball Pest as a worst badge. Do not use. You're locked. You're on ball. This badge is rarely going to kick in. It's really just for players to hold players so they can't cut or move around too easily. Now, a lot of teams in Rec and Pro-Am might try to go away from you and even park. And so there could be a case where maybe Off-Ball Pest you run, but you have such insane defensive stats, you really shouldn't need to have to run Off-Ball Pest, in my opinion. So I just think there's better areas that you could add badge points to help your team out. Next badge is Clamps. So Clamps is going to be the second most important badge to run. It's a must-have for any lock. You can't start a lock build without running Clamps. So it is like one of the most foundational badges. It helps you get those bump animations. The higher, the better for Clamps. And so that's just really what you need as a lock. You got to be able to hold the point guard in front of you. And even when you switch on to other defenders, the Clamps badge is just, it's annoying to go against right now. Locks are really OP. So every lock needs to run Clamps. If you're not running Clamps, you're not a lockdown. It's pretty much where we're at with that. And I think everybody knows that in 2K. So one of the best badges to have, make sure to have it. Next badge is Interceptor. Interceptor I'm going to put as a secondary. And my main reason why I'm going to put it secondary is I think there's a case to run it, maybe bronze or silver, but you usually have 99 steal. You have all these like high defensive rated badges. And as a lock, you're on ball most of the time. So if you're on ball, Interceptor is not going to be used. But Rec, Pro, and Park, there's always those situations where the point guard beats you to the rim, maybe you're in a rotation, you're in corner, they try to throw it, and now Interceptor can kick in. I do like having it at least on bronze or silver. So we're going to add it to a secondary. Is it absolutely necessary to run, in my opinion? No, it's not. But in situations, I do think that it needs to be equipped at a lower level just to be able to make sure you can get, one more steal or this or that. So next badge is Glove. Glove is the best badge in the game right now. It's going to go on best. It's the number one must have. Get Glove, get it as high as you can. Right now, steals are broken. It's patch 1 right now or season 1. So if they patch it, we'll see. But right now, Glove, you could get any steal. Sometimes you could just click X square, or you could just click square or X and get a steal. And it could just happen out of nowhere. Point guards got to be careful where they're putting the ball. Centers got to be careful where they're putting the ball. So if you're not spamming and using Glove, you need to just become a spammer for now, and then as the game patches and changes, maybe the meta will shift with this badge. But right now, Glove is number 1. It's better than Clamps. It's better than Challenger. You can get your team a bunch of stops. You can get your team a bunch more possessions, and then get yourself points, get out in transition, all that type of stuff. So Glove is absolute best badge in the game right now. Probably the most broken badge. Next is Pick Dodger. So this is really for my Rec Pro-Am players. So I'm putting Pick Dodger as best, must have. You got to get around the screens. Centers set really big screens this year, so it takes you guys it takes locks a little bit more time to get around those. So the quicker you can get around the screens, the better, and Pick Dodger helps you do that to get those contests. Now, park players, I don't suggest running Pick Dodger unless you're running into a PNR team, but most of your park players aren't going to need Pick Dodger. A lot of 5 outs, all that type of stuff is in the game. So with all these 6-9 builds, you need to be able to just have all the other defensive badges. So Pick Dodger is not a park bat, or is not a badge to run for park. So make sure if you're at this point in the video that you heard me say that. Do not run Pick Dodger in park unless you're getting just set by screens, but it really depends on play style. But most teams are just gonna spread you out and ISO with their 6-9 build. So next badge is Menace. Menace, I kind of went back and forth with between best and secondary. I'm going to keep it on secondary, only because right now, again, back to the meta of what the game is, I don't think it's necessarily the best badge to have, because point guards already have a hard time getting space and scoring. But it's just kind of one of those foundational badges. And when you kind of look and read it, it's just everything about the badge seems like it should be, way better than what it is. I'm not saying it's a bad badge. I just think that you could add other badges around it or around your lock build to make you better, but absolutely run it if you feel like you need it. Gold, maybe not Hall of Fame, gold, silver, I think it can help you, but until the game kind of changes and point guards start getting more loose and fast and being able to get places, I don't think it's needed. So if you're playing against a guard that can dribble, get places, I think then Menace has its place. But if you're playing a guard that, if you're playing a lot of guards that can't move like that or do those types of things, I don't think Menace is a badge that you absolutely need to run. All right, the next badge is going to be, we're going to Workhorse. As you can tell, I'm putting on secondary. So again, like I said, the best in secondary is ranked. I'm putting Workhorse as the second most important kind of secondary add-in badge. I don't think you need it on a high level, bronze, silver. The reason why with Workhorse is it kind of works hand in hand with gloves. So when you rip the ball and it kind of bounces around, Workhorse is going to help you go get that ball faster than the offensive players. I have kind of looked around and read that offensive players just get the ball back pretty much no matter what. But I have definitely seen some instances where Workhorse kicks in to help a defender get possession after a steal. So that's really why I have Workhorse this high, is if it is, true about it being able to just get you more of the, like when you steal the ball and it bounces around and get you the ball back, it's a must-have badge for locks. Next badge is Box Out Beast. We're going to put Box Out Beast on worst, don't use. It's just there's so many badges you need as a lock, and in my opinion, to be great, that you're just not going to have enough badge points left over to run a badge like Box Out Beast. Does it have its place? Maybe, probably not. Maybe Park. Think about it, because again, you're down low. Maybe you got to get a box on those 6'9s in order to get up and get the rebound. But generally, this badge is just a waste of time. And then the last badge, ankle braces. I'm actually going to put on Do Not Equip. I just don't think the ankle break animations are strong right now. There's not many of them. Here or there, you'll see them. But to kind of waste 4 badge points or 3 badge points on ankle braces, kind of a waste of your time, especially with how expensive some of these other badges are, like glove clamps, Challenger, are going to be most of the time tier 3. And if you add an anchor here or there, you see how expensive this build can get. But that's why these are like pure lockdown type of build that we're kind of building for. So ankle braces, until there's a patch where ankle breaking gets, buffed up, I just think it's a do not use type of badge at this moment in the current meta of the game. And that'd be it for this video. Like I said earlier, my name is Lance. I'm a head coach for Bucks Gaming. I'm a professional coach in the NBA 2K League. I have a Discord in the description below if you're interested in joining. If you want to learn more about the 2K League, how to make the 2K League, or just want to, maybe play 2K with myself, where there's Park, Rec, Pro-Am, all those types of things. I'm also dropping, tips, kind of advice and all those types of things in my Discord. So like I said, if you're interested, it's in the description below. And also, if this video helped you out, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.